what I would like to do is walk through making a drone patch. A challenge with drone music is that it can be really boring and tedious to listen to, and so we want to make something that we can interact with and play with and keep the listener's interest. I think about it in three main ways: pitch, texture, and rhythm. So pitch is the notes that are playing, and we're just going to use one constant note. Texture is sort of the sound, so shaping it with filters, mixing in and out different parts. And then rhythm is sort of the modulation and flow of the patch. So to start off, we will just patch up a basic synth voice. So I've got this reverb here, but it's not actually doing anything right now. We'll turn that on later. We're going to plug the VCO into the VCF into the VCA. So let's take the mix out into input 1 and turn you up. Let's take the VCF into the mult because we're going to use it later, and then from the mult into the VCA and turn you up, and we've got a basic tone, which is great. Alright, that's okay. Let's just turn you down a little bit. So that's a basic patch, how to get sound out of this thing. It's not very exciting whatsoever. Let's bring in the sub oscillators. So I've got this set to a balance between -1 and -2 octaves. And again, it's boring, so we're going to add in some modulation. We're going to take the triangle from the LFO and patch it into the filter. Okay, that's kind of cool. We can mess around with the sound a bit. This knob, the color is a low pass filter on the two sub oscillators. Let's just turn you down. So the next thing we're going to do is bring in some effects. This will add in a bit of change to the sound. So we'll take what is effectively our filter out and plug it into the input, and then we will take the output of this into the VCA. So this, you can control the amount of mix with this knob. I'm going to set it to hard wet and do any mixing in the VCA. That's just how I prefer to use it. No reason why you can't do it. Just plug it straight in and plug these two outputs into the VCA, but not for me. So there's a low pass filter on the output of this module, and we can actually modulate the delay time with this inbuilt CV level. We could also plug the LFO in, but I'm not going to do that just because I find this is fine for what I'm doing. So we bring in some drive. So this just gives us another way we can shape the sound as it's playing along. Let's check that with the original signal. Cool. And so then the next thing I want to do is use this envelope generator, and we're going to run it through the ring modulator, and we're also going to take the VCO out into there as well. So this VCO it has two outputs. There's the mix out, which is the main oscillator and the two sub oscillators, and then the VCO out, which is just the main oscillator. So the main oscillator sets the pitch and it has variable waveforms. The sub-oscillators are sine waves, which you can shape somewhat with these. So let's just, I'm running out of red cables. I'll take our VCO out into the signal in, and let's see where you fit. Take our envelope out into the carrier in, and then the output of U into input 2. So I don't really know what this module does. I mean, I kind of do, but I kind of don't. I just plug stuff in and turn it until it sounds okay. Don't use it that much, to be quite honest. We'll put the envelope into loop mode. What do we got here? Let's turn up U. Let's turn down U. Turn up U. I'm still not getting any sound, which is, oh, I need to turn. Alright. So this looping envelope can be used to generate a fixed tone. So that's just another thing we can mix in and use to shape the sound. So because we've got this coming through the main oscillator, the pitch setting oscillator coming to the ring mod, I'll just set this mix to just the sub-oscillators. So now input 1 is the sub-oscillators, and input 2 is the ring modulated main pitch setting oscillator. Be a bit picky with levels. You can get some very harsh and aggressive sounds out of it. Might be a good time to try some of the drive modes on the VCA. I like this hard drive a lot. It's a bit more bassier. I tend to use this for bassy sounds. And let's see what our fusion delay is sounding like. So I did a little bit of tweaking with the sounds, just finding something that sounded nice to me. And I'll just bring in the parts sort of one by one. So first we've got the sub-oscillator. Then we've got the ring mod. And then we've got the fusion delay. Finally, we'll add in some reverb. Then we have, a kind of drone patch that lets us play